Thank you for joining us today. I call the July 6, 2023 meeting of the Native American Commission to order. Let's begin with the introduction of current commission members, starting with Suzanne.
Good morning, I'm Suzanne Sensky.
Bonjour, Emily Sargent from White Earth Nation and Vice Chairwoman.
Whitney Fear, current chairwoman of the NAC, Oglala Sioux Tribe.
Bonjour, Ashley Littlewolf, Boys Fort, Band of Ojibwe.
I'm Sharon White Bear from MHA Nation, Arikara.
Dale Sayers, Blackfeet Nation, Turtle Mountain Descendant.
John Strand, City Commission Liaison.
Okay. And just to let everyone know, Commissioner Strand and Seth, it will be voting members at today's meeting, but at the September meeting, they will officially convert to non-voting liaison members as we approved last month. Today is a special meeting where we will be honoring new and outgoing members. Thank you to Willard Yellowbird and Buffalo River Singers for joining us. Willard, would you please open us with a prayer?
Where do you want me?
I'd like to thank you for asking me and for coming to say this opening prayer for all the people, for the Native commissioners, and the ones that are leaving and the ones that are new, and the audience here. And I even got my grandson to come help me today. I got hurt this summer, so this winter, so I'm barely starting to walk and things like that. But I've been going through therapy for 2.5 months, and I got about a month left, I think. Then I can start dancing again. So, no, just kidding. Today, we are praying in our own way. We were taught that we are the caretakers of Mother Earth, and we must stand together as one soul, one spirit, and one body. Today, I offer this prayer to all of us, and to those who could not be here in body, but are here in spirit. As we pray together, we become one voice in the Spirit. We come from the 4 directions of Mother Earth throughout Turtle Island today. We ask our ancestors to find us and stand with us in prayer, and to feel our tears and witness our prayers to our Native Commission and to all our people. Creator, we thank you for the lessons that you have taught us in patience, generosity, compassion, and for the love for one another. You taught us to feel your warmth, healing, and love in the spirits of the universe. Creator, have pity on us and stand beside us. Once again, it was said, as we pray as one soul, one spirit, and one voice, you stand with us. Creator, we may come from different paths, but we all end on your sacred road, and that's to help our people. There will be tough times ahead, Creator, but give our commissioners the strength and the courage and the wisdom to understand and to help our people through their struggles of life. I ask that you give them the strength and blessing to use their talent on how to deal with this changing world in a good way. Let their growth here today embrace our social vision, our mission to understand the health and healing journey of our people who are living in this changing world. Today we have concerns for our people, and we ask ourselves, how could we bring health and harmony to our people, to have hope, to be kind, gentle, patient, and humble? Creator, what we have learned of ourselves, that we must become aware of the spiritual relationship to you. The greater need is to have the ability to help, but still the greater need is the responsibility to help our people. Holy Father, we bow down to you. You alone are holy. You own everything in this whole world. You're our chief over all. We thank you for listening to our prayer today and standing beside us once again. I'm asking you this day to give us your blessing and watch over all our family, relatives, and friends, our veterans, today and all days, and to keep them safe in this changing world. Today I ask your blessings to give the strength to our commissioners, so when they leave here, they will demonstrate their leadership and character to all our people and to show their spiritual strength at its finest. I ask that you give your holy energy to heal our souls, spirit, and body. We humble ourselves, feel sorry for us, bless us now, today, and all days. A French philosopher once said, "We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience." Aho.
Okay, thank you. Our next item is to approve the agenda and the May 4, 2023 minutes. Can I get a motion to approve both the agenda and the minutes?
So move.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. The next item is public comment. Speakers must state their name and will be limited to 2 minutes. Comments should not contain profanity or personal attacks. Staff, do we have anyone signed up for public comment?
There's one person signed up, Reverend Karen Van Fossen.
Okay.
If you can take that podium there.
Hello, my name is Karen Van Fossen. I live here in Fargo. I'm with Authentic Ministry and also a group of concerned community people calling ourselves Justice for Shane. I come with an invitation and an expression of gratitude. We would like to thank you for last fall voting to get behind an independent investigation into Shane Netterville's killing last summer, a year ago this coming Saturday. Thank you very much for your support in that realm, and we may need to ask for more support. The City Commission itself hasn't yet taken that action. This Saturday will be the 1-year anniversary of Shane's killing by a Fargo police officer, and we are holding a memorial at the gravesite and also a community meal at the library, and warmly I invite you on behalf of Ryan Netterville, one of Shane's older brothers, to join us. It's Springvale Cemetery. We'll be there at 11 this Saturday. And then here at the library at 1, there'll be a free community meal. All I know so far is that fry bread is on the menu, and it will be delicious, and we would love to see you there, and all the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Do any members have any questions about that?
I do. Reverend Van Fossen, has anyone out at all reached out to you regarding the investigation?
We have been, so some folks came to this commission. We've come to the Police Advisory and Oversight Board, the Human Rights Commission, and also the City Commission. We have had some preliminary conversations with John Strand, sort of in a more protracted way, and I hope we might have more conversations. At this point, we're looking for bodies like this to help us. We've done some research and independent investigation, which is all we're asking at this time, which we think is very reasonable. We're not calling for someone to be sent to jail or even to be made to resign at this point. We're just asking for an independent investigation that the community can trust, that the fee for that would be something around $25,000 or maybe up to $50,000, which for us is a lot of money, but for the city of Fargo seems eminently doable. So that's what we're asking.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
For that clarity.
And thank you for the opportunity to be in a conversation. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't mean to run off.
Oh, sure. I think Sharon had a question also.
I have a couple things to say about this. This is kind of reminds me of something that happened early on in our, when we first formed. It was a similar situation where a Native man was killed in this city. And I know the family still doesn't feel there was justice for that. And right now, the police have told us that they want to work with us. They want to be, communicating. And I think that having them come to this body and, have questions from community would be a good thing. They've been here before when they want to come. And so I think that we should ask that they come and, try to answer some questions to this. That's one, I think that's one way we can help you. The other one is, I don't know if we've done this in the past when you said we've had your support or you've had our support. Have we given a letter or haven't made some official statement that we could use for this? It just bothers me to see that it may be years that it's happened, but it's happened, and the questions are unanswered, and we need some questions answered. So I'd like to see that happen, if we can, to have the police come in here and we get a chance to talk with them and ask the questions. That someone come forward and you want to communicate, you want to help with the Native American community and show your support in keeping us all safe. And so I'd like to see that.
John?
Madam Chair, what I would suggest maybe we do is, being as the Native American Commission actually did act on that request last year, is to formalize the request again and put it in writing and send it to the mayor and the police chief and to your city liaison and others, and just indicate that we're not done with this conversation, and would really appreciate that being addressed.
I would agree with that, and I think that if somebody felt comfortable making a motion to vote on that again, to reinforce the previously made motion to support an independent investigation into the police-involved shooting of Shane Netterville. It was passed last fall. The exact month escapes me. I believe it was either September or October that we voted on that. But then also to submit that statement in writing to the leadership for the city. Then I think we could vote on that.
Madam Chair, I have a question. One more question for you, Reverend. I guess I wasn't understanding, what was the request for the money you were asking for?
Oh, when we originally requested an independent investigation, we did that on principle without knowing exactly what amount of money we were asking the city to invest. So now we've done some more of our own research and have on what we think is good authority that it would be between $25,000 and $50,000 that the city would need to spend to finance an independent investigation.
Okay.
So
thank
we're
you.
not, I mean, we would love any money that exists, but that's not, we weren't asking for that money for our group, but for the city to funnel that toward an independent investigation.
Thank you. It's just my
Yeah.
misunderstanding.
I would like to make a motion in support of what Sharon has proposed in her motion, so that we follow up with a letter. If this is an ongoing investigation, that we ask for a status of that investigation in support of the family.
I don't believe it's an ongoing investigation, but the motion would be to reinforce our support of a previously passed measure to support an independent investigation of the shooting. And then also submit that support in the form of a letter to city leadership.
Madam Chair, I'd like to amend that motion, if I may, to also add that what John had said, in order for us to get connection with the police about asking them for you to write a letter and asking them to come and talk with us. I would like to add that amendment.
Okay. Is there any further discussion before we vote on that?
Do you have a second? I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll second.
No, you made the motion,
Oh, I
maybe.
I'll second the motion.
Sorry.
You have to vote on the amendment first.
Okay. So we have to vote on the amendment.
Second, someone needs a second.
Somebody needs a second.
I'll
amendment.
second the amendment as well.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, that motion is carried
Thank you.
with the amendments indicated by Sharon.
Now you have to vote on them.
Thank you very much.
Oh, we have to vote on the amendment separately too?
The main motion.
You already did.
Okay, okay. All those in favor of the amendment proposed by Sharon to that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion for the amendment is carried as well. Were there any more signed up for public comment? Okay. So next we'll proceed with the honoring of Sharon Whitebear. This will be our last meeting on the board. And Sharon was a founding member of the Native American Commission. This is actually the end of 17 years of service to the Native American Commission. And when I joined the Native American Commission, Sharon was the chair, and she served in that capacity and in the capacity of vice chair many times during her service to the Native American Commission. And Sharon has taught me so much and has been such a great mentor, very good at with guidance and helping to kind of, I guess, get more comfortable in being a leader in the community. And I don't know that there's ever a way that her community here in Fargo could ever thank her enough for her service that she's provided and all the things that she's done for this community. But we'd sure like to try today, so that's what we plan on doing. So I think that we'll have Sharon come down to the front here, the dais, and we have a little something for her. And then if she'd like to say some words.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I just want to clarify that, and I was not the only founding member, but I was one of the founding members of this commission. I know Willard is in here, and he helped with that. He was probably one of the main supporters of getting this started. I'd also like to just say thank you to the foresight of Mayor Furness, Linda Coates. I know she goes by a different name, but Linda, and the people that said, "What is it you need?" And we said, "We want a voice in this community. We have a large community and we don't have a voice." And so they talked with people, and this is what we came up with. And I just want to say that I'm really more than proud of it, because we were the first one in the United States, the whole nation, to have a board that was a Native American board that worked directly with the city government. And other people since then have followed our lead and followed this example to have that same thing in their city. Another one of the things I'm really proud of through this is having done changing the Indigenous Peoples Day, or recognizing the second Monday in October as that. The one thing I remember, and there were so many people in the other city hall, they were out in the lobby, in standing room, and I don't think they've ever had a full commission audience since then or before then. So it shows that if we do come together, Native people and the city, that there's a lot we can do, and there's still a lot more to be done, as we can still see. I just want to say thank you to the commissioners that are here, and just keep going, whatever it takes. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sharon. If you can get everybody to go to the front, please.
Well, Sharon, stand out in front. Sharon is my sister from the Rickraw Nation, from a little town called Whiteshield. She's actually, I think, in the white society, she is actually my first cousin. But in our tradition, we have extended family, so she is my sister. Yes, Sharon has been one of the first board members. And I remember back in 2006, when I did sit down with Mayor Furness, Linda, Pat Zavro, and we sat down and talking about how we could get this. They asked me, what can we do to help our people? I said, you can start a commission. So that's how it really evolved. I was looking at some of my emails I got back from them back in 2006. And that's how we got started. And Sharon is right. We were the first Native commission under a city government in the nation. I think 9 months later, Duluth got theirs. I got a call from Montana, how we started. I got a call from Alaska, because I was the culture planner. I was their liaison for the commission. So everybody was giving me the call of how we got started and how far we're gone. We also won a national award. The Native Commission won a national award, and we flew out to Washington to get that award. Sharon was one of them among us, and we had Mayor Mahoney. He was on the Native Commission at that time, and then my boss was Dan Malley. He was there. So we had all these us natives that never were in Washington, D.C., but I was called Mayor Mahoney and Dan Molly, our scouts. So they're our scouts in Washington. So they showed us around. So yeah, so it was very touching to run that board for the city and for the Native community. But Sharon has been a very big part of it all the way through. One of our last members. I remember before we all got started, now we're going to smudge Susan today, and then we're going to smudge everybody. But when we first got started, we went and smudged in the Civic Center. So we smudged in there with all our new Native commissioners. And then we had Tom Steelday, a spiritual leader from Red Lake, come down, and he smudged the city hall or the council room up where it was. And so when we were doing the talking about that, and I said, yeah, we smudged the chambers here. I said, the spiritual leader from Red Lake smudged it, trying to get all that negative energy from all those meetings. So he sat back again and he says, man, I got to smudge it again, he said. So, so that's what the smudging does, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to smudge Sue, but Susan and stuff. So as we smudge everybody that first came in here, right? You guys were all smudged. We'll do that again. And the reason why we do that, when we smudge, we put everybody as one voice, one soul, one spirit, and one body. You're all here to help with the people, with our families and relatives, the ones that are out there. We're there to help. And with this committee, with this commission, that's what we're here for. So I like to thank Sharon, my sister, and she's getting closer back to my homeland, to our homeland, and so I expect her to see her at home. I was tell a story about her one time, though. It's kind of different. When we go hunting, we go hunt down by her mom's place, and we're out in the country. And I went to a doing. I said, "Geez, you got a hole in the back of your car." She said, "Yeah, somebody obviously missed a deer." She said, so they had a hole in the back of her car. So, and it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I was that one shot, one kill, and fall down and all this stuff. So, but anyway, that was she has been I'm really proud of her for all she does and for the community, not only there, but at home too, and for the state. She was the president of the Legion Post Auxiliary in North Dakota. So she was, she gets all over too, more than I do anyway. So anyway, we're gonna do a smudging now. I have my grandson going to help me because I can't move too much all the time. Come bring it up here and I'll light it. His name is Quentin Yellowbird. His traditional name will be our Four Wolves, and it's kind of interesting how he's got the name Four Wolves. His dad is named Spotted Wolf. His grandpa, my dad, is named Wolf Trail. Now we're also honoring his dad on his German side from his mom. His last name was Wolf. So I said, your name will be Four Wolves. And he said, oh, that's pretty good. So I have Four Wolves here. He's going to be doing my smudging and stuff. So we're kind of at home, we were kind of going through it. Oh, this is not too high. You'll be burning your hair or something, stuff like that. So, okay, hang on. Let's do Sharon first with the blanket.
Okay.
Susan is the one with in the black. And then we'll smudge everybody that's up there. Do those. Why don't you two stand on the end? And then you just go down. When we smudge, we always smudge the heart first. Always remember that. You smudge the heart because the heart, when you were born, the heart is where the Creator's energy went in that heart. That energy is the one that makes that heart beat, because if there's no energy in that heart, we are no more. So you always protect that heart when you smudge first. The second thing you smudge is your mind. You smudge your mind because I always say that's where the soul dwells. You know, in Christianity, they say God knows everything you do. Well, how does he know that? Because the soul is the consciousness of the Creator, and it dwells in your mind. So that's why we do our heart, and we do our head and our mind. And the reason why we smudge from the body is because when we need more energy, good energy, we smudge from the feet. We bring Mother Earth energy up, and we place Mother Earth energy in your body. Now, Mother Earth is a powerful woman, right? She gives us homes, she gives us food, she gives us the element of the world, the sun, the rain, and everything. She feeds all our animal friends. So we bring her love and compassion and healing energy when we smudge through that feet and we put it inside. As we smudge and bless you on the outside, Mother Earth is also working on the inside. Here's my baseball player and my football player and my track star, and he was going back home to the powwow, but his dad said he's got to be back on Sunday. He's got football practice. So he's only going to be a seventh grader. Going to be a seventh grader. So just put it over there. So we're going to do an honor, and then when he's singing the honor, you all come and shake their hands. You can hug Sharon for her last time, and hug the other ones and keep them going, or shake their hands, or whatever you guys want to do. I can start.
Go
All right, so because Suzanne didn't get the induction last summer when she joined the board, that's why we also included that in today's meeting too.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I would just like to say something else. I don't want to forget, and if I forget someone, I apologize. But I know he's leaving now as a drummer, but he's been there ever since I've been here. We call on him last minute and he comes. And I also want to thank the planning committee, who in these last few years have been a part of our backbone that really keep us going and fight for us to keep going. So the people from the planning committee, I appreciate all of you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. As we discussed at our last meeting, Emily Sargent will be ending her term as vice chair early, but she will be continuing on as a regular board member. As such, Emily and Sharon had served as a nominating committee recently to find a replacement to carry out the remainder of Emily's term as vice chair through the end of this year, plus 1 additional year. Emily, who does the nominating committee recommend for vice chair?
We recommend Ashley Little Wolf.
Can I get a motion to appoint Ashley Lilwolf as vice chair of the Native American Commission for a term starting next meeting through December 2024?
I make a motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries. Thank you very much to Ashley for being willing to serve in that capacity. I think she's going to do great things, so I'm excited about that. Next, we will have Tara Orr as well as Candy Smith share a bit about their work related to nutrition and breastfeeding support.
Hi, I'm Tara Orr. I work for the Fargo WIC department as a dietitian and a lactation consultant.
I'm Candy Smith, and I, along with Brandon Beatty, who invited me to help start this support group with Brandon and the Indigenous Association's help. We have been recruiting moms and parents, just the family. I also am a registered nurse and international board certified lactation consultant. And I've worked with Tara for a few years too. We're just working on helping families with their breastfeeding and nutrition needs.
Our WIC department serves families in our community. We provide healthy foods. We provide some nutrition education at every single one of our visits, and we meet with families at least every other month, either in person in our office or over the phone. We provide breastfeeding support and education, and then we also provide referrals to our families to different areas that they're needing.
One of my new ventures is I'm starting lactation classes at NDSCS, located both in the Wahpeton and the Fargo schools, and I would really like to grow the lactation consultant profession. Currently in the state of North Dakota, we have 32 lactation consultants, and we probably have about 20 in the Fargo-Moorhead area. We really, in the rural parts of the state, need more support for our children when they go back. And I think just including general nutrition, especially when moms are pregnant, all the way through, the elderly is important as well. So whatever we can do to help support nutritional needs.
Does anybody have any questions for these ladies?
I have a question. Do you guys do in-home consultations or do they come to your center?
For WIC, they have to come into our place. We'll do phone appointments, but otherwise it's them coming to us.
So we, Brandon had wrote a grant last fall. It's a maternal child federal grant that provided the money for the Indigenous Association to provide the nutrition support. And so I am contracted out and I would be willing to do home visits. We just this last week had, I think it was 4 moms that showed up with 7 children. And I was really excited. I was telling Tara about this as we came today, that our goal is to increase the duration of breastfeeding, which tends to fall short in every population, especially the Native Americans. But the 2 mothers that I had visited with last week, they had extendedly breastfed their babies. One was 5 years and was currently still breastfeeding the second one for 18 months. And then the other one who was pregnant, she had breastfed her other child for 3 years. The World Health Organization, the American Academy of Pediatrics, does recommend 2 years of breastfeeding.
Which,
Sorry, that was a long answer to your question.
Thank you.
but-
That's great information. Appreciate it.
Does anybody else have any questions or?
I do. Do you have a plan to help the rural areas? Are you going to model what you were doing here in Fargo to help rural areas?
Well, in order to help rural areas, we just need to have the person who holds the credentials of an international board certified lactation consultant. So hopefully, starting these classes, we can recruit. Because when we look around even the radius of Fargo-Moorhead, like Wahpeton doesn't even have an IBCLC to support their community needs. I do have a couple individuals from the Sisseton area that are interested in taking my course this fall. So my end goal would be that every public health in the state of North Dakota has an IBCLC, especially in our Indian health.
In the state of North Dakota, our WIC, for the whole state, there's 8 IBCLCs, but we're throughout the whole state. So there is some availability for other communities to have an IBCLC, but then those moms also have to be a part of WIC because I cannot technically serve somebody that's not a WIC participant. So.
And the support group that we're offering through Indigenous Association is open to everybody. It's not income limited. It's open to everybody.
Have you reached out to the tribes at all to see if their home health programs would help?
No.
Or get
Maybe
certified?
Brandon can answer to that. Sorry, Brandon, didn't mean to throw you out there.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. So just clarification for the people, you don't have to be an RN to take those courses, correct?
Correct, you do not.
Okay.
have to be an RN.
So it could be.
There's different pathways that you would have to go through. Like Tara is a registered dietitian, I'm a registered nurse, but you could not have any background. You just would have to have general science education courses. So.
And one other thing, when you talk about the rural areas, we're really short of nurses even, and so I think that's a good idea to have that. And even, they all have WIC programs, the different reservations, and I think that it'd be nice just to reach out to them and let them know what's available, and maybe they could write a grant and get something going like that besides that, and maybe they already have somebody. It's just nice to reach out.
I have been looking at a few grants, specifically ones that would allow Native Americans to apply for a scholarship. Part of why I'm very passionate about this is I started my career as a nurse in the NICU, and when we do have babies who graduate out of the NICU and they go back home to, like rural areas, they don't have the support. So you send a baby who's 35 weeks, who is well enough to be out of the NICU, but they have these intense nutrition needs that nobody can support. And we all know that the providers, physicians, they get very little nutrition education in their programs. So I think it's very vital that we have somebody that can support those needs.
Just one other thing. I have a son, and I breastfed him till he was over 2, but I think that the importance of the being immunized or care, passing on that, and the nutrition value for them. And I would say to him, well, I just feed him and give him some little sunshine once in a while, and he's about almost 6'3", so it's important. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for inviting us.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Appreciate your good work.
Okay, now I believe we're on to the Indigenous Association report.
All right, I'm going to put this pen down so I don't click it the whole time I'm talking. All right, bonjour. My name is Brandon Beatty. I am the interim executive director of the Indigenous Association. As I come up here, I just want to, I feel the sense of just maybe the closing with Sharon leaving and everything, and like just the sense of gratitude for the City of Fargo, the Native American Commission, because some might not know that the Native American Commission is kind of what started the Indigenous Association. They hired a contractor to come and do some research and figure out how to get some of the work done in the community that was needed to be done. And so they did that, and they've been really supportive. Sharon, actually, I remember in the beginning, there were some times where you really helped us out on a few things. I've never forgotten that. I've really appreciated it, and I appreciate your contribution to the community and to our community as a whole, and just the Indigenous Association, the Native American Commission. So thank you, Miigwech. So I have a lot of things to say, and I'm quite aware that the time is getting low, so I'm going to try not to ramble on. So I just want to say that we have several people. Indigenous Association has been growing a lot in the last few months. So we have myself, we have Tanya Redroad, Tracy Wilkie, Candy, who's doing nutrition support and breastfeeding. We have Dolores Gabbard, who's doing some regalia making. We have countless volunteers and people who are really connected. Like some of them here, Ruth has been involved in a lot of things. Carissa, Arlen, Karen's around all the time doing good work too. So it's a community effort, and it's been growing, and it's been really working because the community's been able to come together and help support what we're doing, and it's been really great. So on to kind of also the planning department as well. Nicole and Tia and Catlin, just having this whole team around what we're doing has made it possible. So Miigwech, thank you. So some of the things that have happened recently, we hosted the Fargo Public Schools Day Camp, Indian Education Day Camp. So they came into our space for a day, and they had, I think they were drumming, they were doing a little bit of storytelling, cooking, and just doing a lot of really cool things with the folks from the Indian Education Program and Fargo Public Schools. We helped support the Moorhead Cultural Camp. They had a cultural camp and a drum camp with Arlen over there. They're doing a lot of really cool things. We helped build. I was really lucky to be able to go join this, but they made 2 big drums. They assembled 2 big drums, and so they did that over in the school. And they had all those kids just working on this drum and just hearing stories. And just really being a part of it and being super engaged. So they're doing great work over there, and we're happy to help support that in any way that we can. We recently had a sewing circle where we had Pendleton, we call them Pendleton jackets, but they're 8th generation jackets. The 8th generation company is kind of like the Pendleton blanket company, but it's Indigenous owned with Indigenous designs. And they're out of Washington State, out in Seattle. So we had a bunch of those come in. We got a grant to be able to purchase the blankets and the supplies, and we ended up getting a bunch of sewing machines for the space for ongoing activities in the space. So some of the things coming up are we have regalia making classes every other week with Dolores Gabbard. She works over at she's done lots of stuff in the community, but right now she's working over at the Indian Education Program in Moorhead Area Public Schools. So you can learn how to make grass dance regalia, jingle dress, fancy shawl, traditional. And so we have a little bit for everyone. So our goal there is to really make sure that people, if they want to dance and participate in some of the things in the community, they have what they need to feel comfortable and to be able to do that fully. And we also hope that if people who don't necessarily need regalia, but they want to make some, if they want to come by, they can do that and then donate them to the schools so the kids have a chance to have regalia for when they're doing drum and dance groups in the schools. Because we've identified in both schools that maybe it would be nice to have a little bit more because they don't always have enough for the kids that want to participate. So we just want to be able to do that and help provide that and then help them connect and engage in their culture. We have open craft night every single Thursday night. So tonight from 6 to 8, we have 17 sewing machines. We're able to it's more of like there's no lessons or no like teachers there. It's just a community coming together. You work on if you're beading or sewing, a space to work and talk and hang out. And then a lot of times you'll find people who have knowledge in different things and they're able to help out. So there's been plenty of times where someone's like, oh, I don't really understand how to do this with the sewing thing. Can you help me out? And someone's there to be able to help out. So it's great. It's a fun time. We have kids running around. We have people working on stuff and laughing and joking, and it's great. We have our ongoing youth group every Thursday or Tuesday afternoons from 4 to 6. So that's right before the regalia making classes. We're going to be working on the 7 grandfather teachings and kind of learning more about that in the next month or so. We have the nutrition and breastfeeding class. And just, Candy didn't mention it, but she's also from the Osage Nation. So she's Indigenous herself, so she's an Indigenous provider, providing some of these things for our Indigenous community, which I think is excellent. It's wonderful. It's kind of nice to have someone who looks like you and can maybe relate to you and understand you a little bit more as you're coming in and really dealing with tough stuff. Like, I have 3 kids and all 3 of them were breastfed until they were at least 2. So I understand the struggle. It's real. So having that support is huge. The Indigenous Business Association is a space for folks who are Indigenous leaders of business or nonprofits to come together and just connect and network and grow. We're working on figuring out some programming that the folks who are involved want, so that we can hold workshops and stuff about things that they're interested in and help them grow in their business and their nonprofit leadership. We have all kinds of other things. Okay, I'm going to stop because I know it's getting late, and I have like 7 more things on the list. So go to the Facebook page. One of the big things that's coming up soon is the Native American Picnic. It's coming up on August 19th. It's from 12 to 5 at MB Johnson Park in Moorhead. I just want to say thank you to the city of Fargo and to the city of Moorhead for helping support and make that happen. We're working on trying to get nonprofits that work with the Native American community, trying to see if they can find ways to help bring people out there. So if you are connected to a nonprofit in the area, just please let them know that this is happening. And if they have the resources to be able to help get the community out there, that would be great. It's a little bit far, from the main area down here. And I don't want that to be a huge barrier for people. So if we can get some support and some help in that would be excellent. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. Go to our website, indgns.org. We have a calendar. Just click on the news and events page. And then we also have our Facebook page where we try to post all of our events, and we try to post all of our flyers and things so you know what's going on. So that one is facebook.com/Indigenous Association. So that will keep you kind of up to date on what we're doing. If you have any questions, just email us. The info@indgns.org is the email that would be best to just reach out to if you just have a general question. And I'm always around, so feel free to ask me too. Thank you. Miigwech.
Thank you so much, Brandon. Does anybody have any questions? Brandon?
Madam Chair. Thank you, Brandon. I just appreciate how you've really taken the lead and pushed forward with the Indigenous Association. Thank you very much.
Yes. I know we're pretty short on time. I think that maybe if it's okay, we might skip over the subcommittee and maybe a staff report.
Yeah, it's up to you. We're good on time, so it's up to you.
Okay, well, we only have 2 minutes left. So as far as announcements, Brandon already mentioned the community picnic, and I think it'd be great if we could post that on our Facebook page too, make sure that's posted so people know when and where to attend. I would love to see Fargo Fire and Fargo PD attend that event. I thought it was great to see them present at the Woodlands High Plains powwow, so it'd be fantastic to see them at the picnic as well. I do think that we had a request for an announcement from the community, if that would be okay, from Ruth Buffalo.
Hi, can you hear me? Dosha. It's good to see everybody. Madzigidads, I'll be brief. My name is Ruth Buffalo. Madashi, Mia Adash heads, Madashi, Ruth, Maregadi heads, Mabe Sigids. And so, yeah, thank you for allowing me to share a few moments or a few minutes here real quick. Apologize too for how I'm dressed. We just got into town from Mandaree from the weekend, but I'm a member of the Not Invisible Act Commission, and so we are hosting a field hearing in Billings, Montana at the end of this month. And so just wanted to really put that on everybody's radar. If you are not able to attend any of the field hearings, if you were not able to attend any of the field hearings, there have been 7 field hearings held across the United States. The Not Invisible Act Commission was formed. It was written into law by then Congresswoman Deb Haaland, who is now Secretary of the Department of Interior. And so this piece of federal legislation was co-signed by 4 Native Americans, 4 enrolled citizens of federally recognized tribes. It was a bipartisan effort, and so the role of the commission is to address the MMIP, Missing and Murdered Indigenous Persons Crisis. The end goal is a large report full of recommendations that will go to Congress, Department of Interior, and Department of Justice. And so I just wanted to make sure that we get this on your radar. The Commission is accepting written testimony up until August 10th. All of this information can be found on the U.S. Indian Affairs social media websites, and I believe the Indigenous Association has shared some of the social media graphics that we've been putting out there. There is a registration link for Billings. It's our final in-person field hearing, and it will be held July 25th and 26th in Billings at, I believe, their convention center, Billings Hotel and Convention Center. So there's a registration link that's out there, but please show up if you can. If you need assistance with travel, please let me know. We have a lot of different nonprofits that are willing to support the travel. We have 6 different subcommittees within the Not Invisible Act Commission, all to address the crisis, everything from data collection, retention, and recruitment of law enforcement, jurisdictions, prosecution, sharing of information. So we've had, we will have a total of 7 hearings, Billings being the final one. The first one was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then Anchorage, Alaska, Flagstaff, Arizona, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Albuquerque, Billings, I know I'm forgetting, Blue Lake, California, in Northern California. So please reach out to me if you have further questions. I'd be happy to share and get you connected. We really want to hear from the community because your voice is important. We want to hear from the families, survivors. The Not Invisible Act Commission is the largest, broadest coalition or commission to date in the federal government's history. So there are a lot of federal representatives, everything from FBI, state's attorney, U.S. state's attorneys, prosecutors, and then we have non-federal as well, who are victim service providers, advocates, and so myself, I'm representing First Nations Women's Alliance. We help people who have experienced sexual assault and domestic violence, and expanding our scope to do more prevention of MMIP. So Ruth Buffalo, enrolled citizen of the Mandan, Hidatsa, and Arikara Nation. Madzigidads, thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. Are there any other announcements to make? All right. Is there any other business? Hearing none, this meeting of the Native American Commission stands adjourned. The next meeting will be September 7th, 2023.